Boo, indeed. Yes, it's that time of year again, Halloween. I can feel the magic in the air. The one special day a year where little good boys and ghouls go house to house begging for sweet sustenance, where things go bump in the night. And when that wart on your chin that's normally considered hideous is actually considered a pretty cool costume accessory. Yes, it's Halloween. And this year, I decided, as you can see, to embrace the little devil part of my personality. Well, I may have a little devil part, but I also, as always, have a little angel too. However, though, since it is Halloween, I don't think I'm going to be listening to her much today. Well, as I said, it is Halloween, and we all know that's my favorite day of the year. In fact, it's the best day of the year, in my opinion at least. So, I guess it's better I get things started because those little trick-or-treaters will be coming anytime now, and I don't want the house to get egg-bombed or shaving creamed, so I must get to candy preps and whatever else may happen as this day begins. Well, I am all dressed and ready and waiting for the little boys and ghouls to start arriving. Well, let me show you what candy I have to offer them. Because as we know, trick-or-treating is serious business. So of course, I have to have a good supply and a good variety. Let me show you what I have. We have the usual Kit Kats, Crunch, Snickers, and lollipops for the really little ones because we don't want any kind of choking hazards or anything. Gumballs, and some dollar store candy to mix in. Because Halloween can be pricey. So you have to mix in the dollar stuff to stretch your Halloween budget, or at least I do. But as I stand here waiting for the little trick-or-treaters to start arriving, I thought I'd like to talk about the hazards of Halloween candy. You know, Halloween ain't all fun and games. Now, the true hazards of Halloween candy started coming up around the 70s and the 80s when I was growing up. Any kid who grew up around that time knew when they went the usual routine when they would go out trick-or-treating. Their parents would tell them each time before they went out not to touch anything in their bags of candy until they came home and it was inspected by them, because the candy could be laced with angel dust and the apples could have razor blades in them. Although I don't think the parents really should have worried themselves too much about the kid jumping for that apple in the bag with the razor blade in it, especially if there was Hershey bars at the bottom of the bag. Well, the whole thing started about being cautious about candy. Get this, around 1964. This is the first incident that was reported. This woman named Helen Field. She was a housewife in New York. Why does all the trouble start in New York? We're really nice people here. Anyway, she was getting disgusted with handing out candy to kids who she deemed to be a little too old to be trick-or-treating. So rather than just take the easy way out and go in her house and turn the lights off and pretend she wasn't home, she decided to start handing out odd things to the kids, like dog biscuits, steel wool pads, and arsenic-laced ant traps. It was supposed to be a joke. Talk about taking things to extremes. I'd love to see what this woman does regarding throwing the baby out with the bathwater, you know what I mean? But anyway, she was later given a suspended sentence for endangering children. You think? You know, the hazards of Halloween don't just apply for kids. They can also apply for the people who give out the treats to the kids. If kids don't get what they want, is what I'm referring to here. Look, kids get dressed up and go house to house all over their neighborhood for candy. They want candy, all right? Now, I know a lot of adults out there aren't too thrilled with the idea of kids eating too much junk food. Okay, I'm not saying a kid should sit down and eat a whole bag of Snickers, but it's one day a year. Can't they just have some kind of candy, you know? That's what I think anyway. But some adults like to give out other things besides candy, or I should say instead of candy. Now this is where it can get kind of dicey. For example, since I was a kid, you get the people who like to give out pencils. Like I said, kids get dressed up and go door to door for candy, not school supplies. So leave these in the mug on your desk, okay? And if you do sometimes you still give out something edible, sometimes you give out healthy treats, like those gosh darn apples with the razor blades in them. Woo! Or raisins. Now look, I don't even know if kids want chocolate-covered raisins, but for the most part, if a kid's wanting some Twix bars, a box of raisins isn't gonna exactly thrill them. Personally, in my opinion is, when you go shopping, if you pick up raisins to give out to the trick-or-treaters, also pick up a dozen eggs and just throw them at your own house. Because you know what? It'll just save time and effort for everybody. But even those of us who go old school and give out candy to the kids still for Halloween, even we can have errors in judgment sometimes. Let me explain. See this? The candy is called tongue tattoo, alright? What it is the kids get a tattoo from the candy. They're supposed to lick their hand, arm, whatever, press the tattoo on their arm, and then they get a tattoo on their arm. And then when they're done, they eat the candy. Now, when I saw that, I'm thinking, oh, that's great. Kids love tattoos. They get candy afterwards. Hey, get two things in one, right? In 2020 hindsight, however, I'm starting to think perhaps it wasn't the best of ideas for me to encourage kids to go licking themselves and each other or whatever, and then going playing with their other little friends at the potential beginning of flu season. Oopsie, I really wasn't thinking about that. I don't want to start the flu epidemic of the year, you know? I don't really want to care to be called Typhoid Tracy or anything. But kids do gross things with each other anyway, right? So, maybe I'll just offer a squirt of hand sanitizer with each tattoo and hope for the best. Sounds like a plan to me, huh? How about you? Yeah, I know he's small, but you know what? As the saying goes, size doesn't matter. Okay, it's 3 o'clock, and as of yet, I still haven't had any trick-or-treaters. But school's out now, so the kids gotta go home and get their outfits, and I'm confident they'll come around and... Oh, crap. I forgot I had them on. As I wait for the trick-or-treaters, I read my Halloween Woman's World. Oh, either that or I decided this year to be both a little devil and a naughty librarian. Whatever. Right now, today is really a perfect Halloween day weather-wise. Alright, well, wait a minute. I guess, putting my glasses and Woman's World down, I guess I would say it was a more perfect day if it was sunny out, but it's warm. As you can see, I have my coat open. I'm not having things in my head. It's humid, and it's kind of overcast and rainy. Let me see. Ooh, overcast. But it smells like Halloween. It has that smell. And by that I'm not talking candy corn and ghost farts. No, I'm talking, it's like a damp kind of leafy smell. I don't know. To me it looks perfect out. This is what Halloween's supposed to be. A little crisp and chilly, but not cold enough that you have to wear a coat over your costume. And just overcast and blah out. So, alright, as I stand here talking to myself and people walking by wondering who the crazy redhead is, dressed like a devil and talking to a camera, I guess I'll continue waiting and hoping the trick-or-treaters start soon. Yes! 3:30, and I just had my first trick-or-treater. It was Harry Potter. Okay, who cares? Maybe he had a recycled costume. I don't care. I'll take any trick-or-treater I can get right now. And it's giving me hope. Especially, there's a little angel girl coming. Okay. It has started. Haha. Okay, my bad. That wasn't a little angel girl. Believe it or not, she was dressed like Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind. All these years of trick-or-treating, I have never seen a little girl. She was like maybe 7 or 8 years old, dressed like Scarlett O'Hara. It was an amazing costume, and she was with a little clown girl too. Oh, we have more. I'm being stealthy with my zoom lens, and here we go. See what I mean? Okay. There's the Scarlett O'Hara. We have a few more costumes. I'm being stealthy again. That was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, a ladybug, and that princess, the red-headed princess from Walt Disney's Brave, which I can't think of her name, but yeah. And we have a little princess coming. Well, I'm happy to report the kids seem to be starting to come around now. I just had a little girl in a pink princess outfit. Say that 5 times fast. The mom not only took a picture of her, she took a picture of me too. But I'm cool with that. And in addition, I just had my fuel oil delivery for the house. And the oil delivery guy liked my costume too. Oh, I love Halloween. After the last round of kids, I decided to assess the candy bowl. It went down nicely, but I've made one little discovery that concerns me. See the Snickers bar? It kind of squished. I don't know if I improperly stored them, because I had the candy bags on top of each other or what, but all I know is life's rough when you gotta squish Snickers. Okay, it's 5 o'clock and I'm happy to report the kids are coming around. There's not as many as I expected, but it's still, you know, halfway early. I have gotten some trick-or-treaters, so I'm happy about that. And due to the squished Snickers I found earlier, I believed it was only right that I did some quality control and sampled one. Even squished, they're still good. Well, we can see by the glowing pumpkin that it's approaching evening. Actually, it's 5:30. Okay. And let me put my pumpkin down. It's been pretty good. The kids are coming around a little bit more. Now I'm starting to get the packs of teenagers. And a little while ago, I got a pack of teenagers, and I'm getting another pack right now. Hold that thought. Well, as I've mentioned before, I just got another pack of teenagers, really old ones. Well, older, 15, 16 years old. One was dressed, it looked like a Playboy bunny. Whatever, who am I to judge? Look at me, you know? But the pack prior to that, first of all, every kid, I don't care how old you are, is getting some of those tongue tattoos. I want to get rid of them. I don't want them lingering into next Halloween. Because I don't think there's a shelf life on them, but I'm not sure. Just better get rid of them this year and not spread the flu plague for 2 years in a row. But anyway, not the older teenagers, but the teenagers before that seemed very happy to get the tongue tattoos. They were walking away saying, oh, we got tongue tattoos. I don't want to know. I don't want to go there. I'm not thinking about it. But speaking of, in that pack, there was also my first pregnant teenage trick-or-treater. I guess she was trick-or-treating for two. No, it was not a costume, trust me. It was real. But anyway, she was like that when she showed up at the doorstep. The tongue tattoos had nothing to do with her getting pregnant, okay? Alright, well, the evening's going on. Let's see who else shows up. Well, I am happy to report that as of 6:45 tonight, my candy bowl officially became empty. And for me, an empty candy bowl at the end of a Halloween means it was a successful Halloween. Yep, it all went. The Kit Kats, the Snickers, the Crunch Bars, the dollar store candy, and even the infamous tongue tattoos. Or at least I thought so. Because after the last trick-or-treater left, we ran around the corner to grab a bite to eat. And, walking down the sidewalk, what do I find in my path? Yes, it's another tongue tattoo. I don't know if it fell out of a kid's bag, the kid tossed it out of his bag, or what. But all I know is, they just won't go away. Ah! Well, anyhow, all in all, it was a fun and, like I said, successful Halloween. I've had fun sharing it with you, and I hope you enjoyed sharing it with me too. So, until next time, Happy Halloween!